Foundation over Fast Money, Part 1 of a three-part series published alongside our new case study on Action Solar and interview with CEO Haitham Sakar. Every industry gets a season when growth comes easy, money starts moving, subsidies kick in, and revenue shows up whether a company earned it or not. That is the exact moment most leaders make their biggest mistake. It is also the exact moment Haitham Sakar refused to. Haitham is the CEO of Action Solar in Utah. Before solar, he spent 20 years founding and scaling businesses in automotive and finance. When he acquired Action Solar, it was a simple install shop doing about $1 million in revenue. The industry around him was riding a wave of tax credits, energy independence, and rising power costs, and most operators were racing to sell as much volume as the market would give them. Haitham did the opposite. The unglamorous first year. In the beginning, a lot of people in solar confuse volume with business quality, he told me. So instead of chasing installs, he spent his first year building financing relationships, procurement systems, and execution discipline. He calls it foundation over fast money. The first year was not glamorous at all, he said. It was learning the industry, figuring out what was real and what was noise, and rebuilding while moving. This is the same thing I write about in the 4 Forces of Growth. Real growth is selling more while protecting the profit on every unit you sell. It is not chasing top-line revenue at any cost. Volume is vanity, profit is sanity, and cash is king. Better isn't bigger, and it never was. The commercial client flywheel. Here is what foundation over fast money actually looked like inside Action Solar. Instead of going after the easy residential sales first, Haitham built the company's early reputation with commercial clients, customers who are sophisticated, who set clear milestones, and who do not tolerate sloppy delivery. The better we are, the more contracts they give us. That one sentence describes an entire flywheel. Invest in A-talent and systems first. Deliver installs on time and at quality. Earn a reputation as the operator people trust. Only then do you let the growth fuel show up in the form of better sales leaders, better financing partners, and bigger contracts. Most companies run that sequence backward. They sell first and promise to fix operations later, betting revenue will paper over whatever is broken underneath. It works right up until the tailwind disappears. When the tailwind disappears, that is exactly what happened in solar. When incentives shifted and regulations tightened, hundreds of operators who had built their businesses on volume alone could not survive the transition. Action Solar, built on foundation instead of hype, kept growing, from $1 million in revenue to more than 60. I see this pattern in nearly every industry I work in. The companies that survive the hard years are almost never the ones that grew fastest in the easy ones. They are the ones that did the unglamorous work while everyone else was busy cashing in. Challenge, version 1, management versus market growth. Look honestly at your last 12 months of growth. How much of it came from you and your team driving it, management-led growth, and how much came from a market tailwind that will not always be there, market-led growth? Then brainstorm with your team 1 or 2 things you could do now to make sure you double the business in the next 5 years, no matter what the market does. Version 2. 2 columns. Pull your last 12 months of growth apart into 2 columns. In one, the growth you and your team actually drove. In the other, the growth the market handed you. Be brutal about which column is bigger. Then pick one move you can make this quarter that shifts a point of growth out of the market's column and into yours.